Hello, my name is Jay Whiteloff, and it has been my privilege to serve on the Groton Board of Education since 2015, supporting the educators and staff who work every day to address the needs of our students and to lead them forward. As a parent, my son was educated in Groton Public Schools, graduating just over a year ago. I was involved with the PTO and joined the board to help influence the direction of the schools. Serving on the board is a learning experience. There is so much to know, and it can take time to understand how everything works. There will be a number of new board members this year as we are losing the years of collective knowledge of those who are leaving. I hope to share some of my experiences with the newer board members if you, the voters, choose to allow me to do so. During my time on the board, we have approved programs which enhance critical thinking skills, introduced new career pathways at the high school, and bolstered our tutoring services. We are supporting our classroom teachers in meeting all of our students where they are in their educational journey. There are always things that need improvement. Parents are concerned about how schools teach literacy. There are concerns about busing, concerns about student achievement. We need community involvement as we try new things and discard those things that do not work. I am always open to hearing your thoughts. Board members must also be sensitive to you, the taxpayers, advocating for high-quality education, but being realistic about the limits of what taxpayers can afford. While state funding has been flat for a long time, the district has pursued and received competitive grants to fund new initiatives that support our students. My experience has been that working with the superintendent, faculty, administrators, and staff, the district has made great progress. It is an exciting time in Groton Public Schools, but there is always more to do. I want to support the important work of educating our students in ways that will allow them to succeed in an ever-changing world. Whether they choose to enter a trade, pursue higher education, serve in the military, or whatever their path may be, they will draw upon the foundational subjects along with critical thinking skills. As former Secretary of Education Richard Riley once said, we are currently preparing students for jobs that don't yet exist, using technologies that haven't been invented in order to solve problems we don't even know are problems yet. With your vote, I will continue to volunteer my time as our schools carry out this important work. Thank you.
My name is Adrian Johnson, and I'm running for the Board of Education in the upcoming election on November 7th. My wife and I have 2 children currently enrolled in the district and a third who recently graduated from Fitch Senior High in the class of '23 and is now studying at Brown University. Both my wife and I are lifelong Groton residents, attending Groton Public Schools from kindergarten through our high school graduation in 1994, and we plan to retire one day in our family home near the Haley Farm. I received a Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering from URI and work as a consultant in the marine industry. My wife is a first-grade teacher in Lebanon, Connecticut. I hope to utilize my experience as an active parent of children in the district and the insight gained from my wife as an educator to serve the town on the Board of Education. I have always been attentive to public education and feel that helping children reach their fullest potential is an essential part of the fabric of our community. We have great staff and administrators in Groton, and I'm committed to working with the board to help provide the best education possible for our students. It's no secret that literacy has been a hot topic in Groton and across the nation. Measurements of reading success have been relatively flat in Groton for years in comparison with the state as a whole, with approximately 40% of our third graders failing to meet state standards in English language arts proficiency. I plan to work with the administration, school board, and teachers to implement a reading curriculum that not only meets state standards, but will have a lasting impact in our district. Prioritizing reading success in kindergarten through third grade students through the use of scientifically proven and research-based methods will have compounding results throughout our school system. By ensuring that we meet or exceed the state goals on reading success in those earlier years, our students will be better prepared to use those skills in reading to learn, with the long-term goal of easing demand on support services later on in their educational career. Through discussions with many parents in the district, there is also a desire for more rigorous instruction on for our learners who excel in the later elementary and middle school grades. We have some great programs in the high school, and I will work with the board and administration to expand on those programs, challenging the students who are ready for a more rigorous learning earlier on. We have a fantastic staff here in Groton, and we want them to stay. Prioritizing workplace satisfaction for our team is essential. Nationwide, school systems are having difficulties retaining experienced teachers, paraprofessionals, and support staff. Employee retention has been a focus of the administration and Board of Ed, and I will continue in the efforts to ensure that Groton schools are a desirable place to work. Teaching is obviously a tremendously demanding profession. Educators and support staff require not only the best programs to work with for student success, but also to feel trusted and appreciated by their students, parents, and the administration. Attracting the most qualified and dedicated staff and encouraging them to stay is fundamental for the success of our district. When we send our kids off to school, we want to provide them with the best opportunities possible in the classroom. The residents of Groton give so much to our schools. We owe it to our entire community to use those resources wisely, working towards the common goal of great outcomes for all of our children. I hold strong personal beliefs that receiving a quality public education is necessary for both the prosperity of individual students and our region as a whole. Through listening, learning, and constructively working with other members on the Board of Education, I hope to serve the residents of Groton as a member of the elected Board of Education this upcoming fall. Thank you for your time, and I hope to earn your vote this November.
Greetings. My name is Ian Thomas, and I'm excited to be running for a seat on the Groton Board of Education. I grew up in a household that valued education, achievement, and a disciplined work ethic. My mother was a teacher for over 30 years. My father served in the Navy for 20 years, retiring as a senior chief. I was actually born in Groton back when there was a fully operational hospital on the subbase. Throughout my childhood and adolescence, I spent a great deal of time in Groton as a military dependent, and then as a college student attending classes at Avery Point. Now, as a parent of 2 children who has navigated the Groton school system for many years and an RTM member who has served 2 terms, I'm interested in becoming more active in matters of public policy and education. I am a former professional mariner who is working currently as a certified educator for English 7 through 12, a GED instructor for the state of Connecticut, and I hold a master's degree in special education. It is during my time at sea, working on sail training vessels, where I discovered my passion for providing educational experiences for youth, a powerful blend of my parents' influences as I was both a teacher and a mariner. If elected, my goals would include increasing transparency, accountability, and accessibility, helping craft policy and practices to close achievement gaps, along with improving workforce readiness programs and increasing the amount and variety of experiential education opportunities that would engage the students with the dynamic environment that surrounds us here in this coastal estuary region of Southeast Connecticut and Western Rhode Island. I am in favor of further developing financial literacy instruction, developing coordination with local employers and trade unions to open up opportunities for apprenticeships and internships, as well as finding creative ways to integrate more real-world practical applications of academic learning into the regular curriculum. I'd also like to institute, deepen, and expand pipeline programs for organizations such as the Naval ROTC, Civil Air Patrol, Merchant Marine Academies, Peace Corps, and Habitat for Humanity, along with internships at major employers in the area such as Pfizer and EB, as well as any number of carpentry, plumbing, and electrical contractors. I would also work towards restoring, enhancing, and integrating home economics and industrial arts classes, among other practical courses. Such knowledge and skills would include, but not be limited to, cooking and sewing, patching, painting, and sealing surfaces, weather awareness and preparation, coastal resiliency, civics engagement on a local and state and federal levels, introductions to household plumbing and electrical systems, as well as heat, AC, and hot water, along with at least a baseline understanding of common toolbox components. Regardless of any particular student's background or future academic athletic or career choices, I believe it is imperative for our schools to produce graduates who all have a firm foundation of how to survive and function in this society. Such a foundation requires early, urgent, and consistent focus on the fundamentals of learning: reading, writing, and arithmetic. These three cornerstones are critical to building a student's internal educational infrastructure strong enough to withstand the rigor and dynamic demands of the world beyond the walls of our academic institutions. I'll also explore how to expand extracurricular activities such as music, arts, and alternative sports like fencing and flag football in new and exciting ways. There should be more coordination between the Board of Education, Town Council, and RTM to develop and execute a master plan to systematically improve and maintain all school and community sports facilities. Considering that the Board of Education budget is close to 70% of the town's total, I am interested in exploring options to find better efficiencies within that budget that would allow the board to manage money in a more long-term, mission-driven fashion. One solution could be to create a non-lapsing fund for our unexpended money at the close of each fiscal year, a fiscal management and maintenance plan with a goal of a 100-year lifespan for our school buildings, and a critical look at administrative costs. These efficiencies and savings would allow for the reallocation of funds towards improving more direct, ground-level supports for the purpose of funding teachers, paraprofessionals, and students with a particular priority on improving the quality and quantity of students' resources, especially focusing on free and fair access to food for all students. I look forward to discussing these ideas and many others with my fellow board members and the community at large. I hope to have your support and your vote on Tuesday, November 7th. You can find my name on the ballot in position 12A. Thank you for the interest, and I hope to have earned your support.
Hello, I'm Matthew Schulman. In 2021, you elected me to Groton's Board of Education. I currently chair its Communications Committee and serve on the Policy Committee. Pre-retirement, I designed adult educational programs, taught English as a foreign language overseas, did strategic communication planning, and published a weekly newspaper. After retiring, I trained and served as a hospital chaplain in North Carolina and at L&M. When I first ran in 2021, COVID was full-blown. I visited about 1,200 Groton homes to hear firsthand about COVID's impacts on our children's education. After listening, I developed 3 priorities to guide my work. They were to reboot our mentoring program for students in need, to expand financial literacy education, and to enhance school community communications. Happily, we've made progress in all 3 areas, let me tell you. For mentoring, COVID devastated our mentoring program, reducing our volunteer pool from about 125 to just 2. With support from the board and superintendent, we've bounced back. Our superintendent engaged existing staff, and our trained volunteer team now exceeds 60. We also received a grant to strengthen the program and hope to be at full strength this school year. Financial literacy. Beyond basic banking, all students need to understand loans, mortgages, and taxes. And since pensions and Social Security could look different in the future, learning to invest for retirement is imperative. Students must also be able to recognize predatory loans to avoid crushing debt. Because any adult without these financial skills will be at risk, I advocated for more financial training to equip our children for the financial realities they'll face. After discussion, the board directed our curriculum committee to assess our current efforts, to consult with faculty, and to make recommendations to the full board. Please note that Groton started this process before Connecticut this year became the 21st state to mandate financial literacy for elementary, middle, and high school students. Communications. I strongly support two-way communications. Traditionally, Groton schools focused on communicating with parents and with town governmental bodies. In 2022, we surveyed town residents about our communications. We asked what information folks want and how they want to receive it. As a result, we broadened efforts to stimulate two-way relationships with the entire community. Our school's newly revised district and school websites rolled out this fall. Your board also adopted a communication plan that will, among other things, support PTOs across schools, attract individuals and businesses to volunteer their expertise, and to reach out to prospective parents. If re-elected on November 7th, here are my priorities for the next couple of years. Number 1, academic achievement. Lifting up all students' academic performance remains goal number 1. Groton didn't escape the national decline in academic achievement due to COVID. Although our 22-23 performance scores show better progress than most similar Connecticut schools, we've not yet met our goals. I'd like to be part of the board's continuing policy discussions so our students meet or exceed state standards in reading, writing, math, and science. COVID recovery. COVID may seem in the rearview mirror, but its impacts linger. Groton used its federal COVID funds to add in-school and summer academic recovery programs with additional tutors, paraprofessionals, and support staff. Our challenge is how to continue to help struggling students while paying the cost in a fiscally prudent manner. This summer, Groton won a 3-year grant from our state education department, allowing us to retain social workers hired with federal COVID relief funds. This September, we also won a $1.25 million grant over 5 years for elementary school education, language arts instruction, with an emphasis on the science of reading, and we continue to pursue other grants targeting academic achievement. 3, civics and community service. Our world needs adults who participate in civic life. Because instilling the importance of civic engagement is vital to national security, I support expanding Groton's civics requirements. I also support expanding age-appropriate community service for graduation. These policies will strengthen Groton and our nation. As I did in 2021, I'm reaching out to listen and learn from Groton households. Please, please share your hopes for our children to help guide my reflection and decision-making at mhs10@cornell.edu. I'm repeating, mhs10@cornell.edu. I need your input and would appreciate your vote. Thank you. I'm Matthew Schulman, candidate for your Board of Education.